Where does the concept of guilty until proven innocent come from? It comes from a lack of self-awareness. And you might be thinking to yourself, where the hell did you make that conclusion? But think about it, right? If we think that everyone outside of us is judgeable and that our judgments are accurate, meaning that they're guilty and we know what it means to be innocent, then we're necessarily going to be judging people and making them out to be probably a lot worse than they are. The issue with this is, it makes us as society as fear-based, right? So if you constantly think to yourself that you're doing the right thing, that you're not fucking anything up, and that everyone around you is instead being the bad guy, then it's really easy to hide in your own ego. We do this. We do this all the time. This is our natural response to any sort of tension that comes up in our life. We want to assume that the other party is incorrect. The funny part is, we're all incorrect in some ways, right? So this good and evil, as many of you know, is entirely subjective. Someone going out and not giving a homeless man $1 on the street does not mean that they're not compassionate. It doesn't mean that they're cruel people in any sense. In fact, they might spend their weekends volunteering at a homeless shelter. You just don't know. But based on potentially most people's subjective view of what that person's doing, they're not a compassionate person, thus guilty, right? Until proven innocent. So they have to go do something more just to prove to themselves and to you that they're better than you think they are. Convoluted system. And this actually exists in a lot of places in America. Our criminal justice system is like this, right? Our schools are like this. Our jobs, a lot of our family structures are like this. And frankly speaking, it's kind of ruining the country, right? A culture in which people do not trust one another for literally just being a basic good human being. If a culture like that exists, it destroys your soul, straight up. It makes you feel taken for granted. It makes you feel disrespected, correct? Correct. So, through that disrespect, through that hurt, that pain, right? It makes good people, probably objectively good people, people that are actually trying to look out for their fellow brethren, sisterin, you know, people that are wholeheartedly pursuing things for the sake of themselves, their souls, and so through that for other people. Those people have to go and confront these systems. I was reading this book, Atlas Shrugged, by Ayn Rand. And one of the main characters in the book, and if you're gonna read it, it's not too big of a spoiler. One of the main characters in the book basically was this really joyous young child, right? This like adventurous, intelligent young child. And the older people, when he was younger, said to each other, my goodness, this child is gonna be so screwed up in life because they are too joyful. Now that is not good, right? If we dwell in a society where joy and genuine passion are actually put down by the systems in place, then we will perpetuate that, right? We will make it so that our children feel that way. We will make it so that other people, our friends, feel that way. And frankly speaking, the good people in this world are probably doing the most, right? In quotations. And you could say the most, what do you mean, Tara? What do you mean by most? You could do the most bad, you could do the most good, you could do the most damage, you could do the most restructuring, right? What do you mean? So what I'm saying is, and a lot of you might think that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and these other people that have made like plenty of money are in your face all the time, that they're bad people, that they're doing things that are immoral. My response to you is, check this out, right? These people have the ability to literally sit in their house and do absolutely nothing for the rest of their life. And they're going out of their way to provide everyone else with education, right? Or the ability to go to the moon, or the ability to immediately get an item at your doorstep. Okay, fine. They made a couple bucks. But their existence creates a lot more than a couple bucks for a lot of other people, right? So, some of the most powerful people in society are actually, objectively, probably pretty good people. They have good intentions in mind. They don't want to hurt people, right? In fact, they want to help society. They actually want to move humanity forward. And in this book, Ayn Rand basically says that in a bunch of metaphors and a bunch of fictional situations, but very important to contextualize in our own lives, right? We grow up, some of us grow up really compassionate, sensitive people. And it's a beautiful thing in my opinion. It's the thing that allows us to feel love, you know, to transcend boundaries, to build bridges, right? And these people oftentimes have to go through so much heartache, right? Because they're in a system that is necessarily going to believe that more bad people exist than good people. Meaning more people need to be punished than to be brought up. So these people, okay, they fail, fine, some people cast the wrong judgment on them, and they're put into maybe a lower class, right? Maybe they're put into more detentions, right? Because they hung out with the wrong crowd. Maybe their actions, because they're so strange, right? It's like the Salem witch trials and all of this in the past, might seem to people like alien, like something strange out of this world, which must be wrong. It's unjust to be not the way that I am, right? So if these people are consistently pushed down in society to the point where many of them won't even be able to reach ranks of actual power, actual control over people and the trends in the society, then necessarily more and more evil, probably objectively not great people, will be able to rise in the ranks. In fact, they will feel that most of society is actually on their side. And so that strength will allow them the ability to propagate this silly mentality, right? Guilty until proven innocent comes from a lack of self-awareness, period. Period. We have to know ourselves, right? The people in the Holocaust, people on both sides, right? The Germans, in experiments held in controlled situations for the most part, people, any average person can become that way if handed that amount of control over another human being. Do you think we're not capable of that? Do you think because we live in potentially a cushy place, or because we've done so many kind things, that if we're pushed to the edge, you don't think we'll become that? Think again. I dare you to think again. Because knowing our inner evil, that thing that everyone has, knowing that is the only thing that's going to stop us from guilty until proven innocent. Knowing that we are just as evil as that person that we think over there is that evil is going to give us the compassion to think again. Listen, think again. At least give them the benefit of the doubt. Fine, they came at you wrong, they said the wrong words to you one day or another day. No, it's all right. They were having a bad day. It's okay. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Try it out. Try it out. Because if we don't change this thing in ourselves, in society in general, whoo, it's about to be a cold world, baby. And it's already a cold world. Already. So, let me know your comments, your thoughts. You can like, maybe share it with some people. Look, I got a cat over here. What's up, kitty? Smash that like. Helps me out a lot. And check this video out. It was another one that I did about society's trends currently. This one's particularly heated. But you know what? Actualize your potential, my friend. We need ya. Take care.